Hello, Dota 2 fans, and welcome to this installment of the Golden Aegis cast series. This time I'm going to be casting a replay. You can see the draft up right now. And, well, not much to talk about if you're watching it live. Thank you for joining me here. Otherwise, if you're watching the video, I hope you enjoy the games to come. I know I am going to enjoy it as well. Without further ado, let's go ahead, press play on this puppy, and let's get started. So, free camera out,
Everybody
that away. And we are ready to roll. Alright, so for this replay, for the Dire team, we're going to have Hayes on the Enigma. Muted because I called someone a fat kid. I'll just call him Muted. He's on the Razor. Moldy Mango is going to be on the Invoker. Mr. Clean on the Sven. And Ciarwa is going to be on the Pugna. Meanwhile, for the Radiant side, it's going to be well memmed. Starting out with the techies way far ahead, TPing in to drop down these mines here. The Caramelizer will be on the IO with Just Tending to My Rice Patties, playing the Blood Seeker. Stark, going to be on the Earthshaker, and last but certainly not least, AFK on the Leshrac. So, a little bit of predictions flying out both ways. Let's see if Ciarwa can keep his 3 streak going, or if the Radiant say, no way. Ciarwa, meanwhile, he is up the top rune spot. The bottom one, I think Dire's got this. They've got 3 down. Invoker with the Eyes of Sauron glowing around him. Muted also is in here. They're doing a pretty decent amount of damage to the Caramelizer now. Mango gets isolated out from the Fissure as a static link comes out to Just Tending My Rice Patties. And Razor's going to go ahead chase Muted, being able to secure the rune because of that. And it looks like they might actually get both here as Mr. Clean up top will secure the bounty for himself. And I mean, Radiant, they get neither. Decided to split their forces a little bit and could not contest majorly on either front. So, rather unfortunate for the Radiant side, but I think the Dire are quite happy to grab that little bit of an early game advantage from the double bounty gold. And hold on, we might see someone give up a first blood even on this mine. Mr. Clean doesn't seem like he knows where it is exactly. Neither does Ciarwa. So we have to keep a steady eye on that one, but it's going to be a static link out onto Just Tending My Rice Patties. Muted will chase him, but he's got an Earthshaker right behind him, so I'm not totally sure he can continue chasing on this. Now, Muted's going to go ahead and leave some right clicks in the Stark. This could be first blood, but I think Muted's got this one. No, he's going to be on the run. They don't have another stun. And Muted will get away, dealing a pretty substantial amount of damage to the Earthshaker, but trading with a support that you don't exactly want to be trading with. So just like that, bottom rune stays alive. Top still, walking dead men up here. They don't have any sentry vision. They don't really know what's going on here. And I think Well Memmed is going to try to play some mind games, try to sit in one spot and maybe lure them to a false sense of security where the mines could be and where they aren't. But meanwhile, he's going to go in through the jungle, maybe try to stack or steal some experience from this pole, but actually, he's right on in to drop a mine, and that's a lot that he can grab from that one. Clears the neutral camp and pulls the entire creep wave in the process, taking a little bit of damage, but I'm sure he's alright with that right now. As far as the farming progression is going, AFK leading out the mid lane with 7-3 to the 3-3 of Mango. But Sven is leading up the top of the CS board as Stark might be in a little bit of trouble bottom. Bit of stuns, but Muted is going to just chase him down. He's got a plasma field. Needs one more right click, two or three more. And Stark is going to go ahead with a healing salve, get himself away, and actually Muted might be in a little bit of trouble if Stark can turn around, maybe get a
That's a first blood
return there. But no, it's going to be Mr. Clean killing the techies up top. And now that's a techies kill. Really, he wants to be killing with these mines. I don't think Techies needs to be that close. So, unfortunately, he'll give up first blood here. And what's a surprising turn of events up in the top. And now he might actually be... He's going to go for the suicide. He grabs a double. Oh, okay, that turned it around a little bit. Goes right in, grabs a suicide. Meanwhile, Muted might be in a little bit of trouble. It's Just into My Rice Patties, chasing him down. Doesn't even care about the tower. He's actually going after the courier as well. His move speed, though, not quite up to par. Or it is up to par, but not going to be able to get up close enough. Fearing some tower damage to bring him down, so gives up on that endeavor. It was past the 3-minute mark, too, so I'm sure the Dire could have upgraded the Courier and left the Bloodseeker to the dust in that one. But Muted will make his way back towards bottom, despite having given up a short kill there, hoping to maybe turn it around like the Techies has already done. But speaking of Techies, this mine stack has been cleared, and it looks like it did hit on the Mr. Clean, but not really doing enough damage to bring him down. 80 seconds on the suicide means well memmed probably won't be able to bring him down alone, but looks like Caramelizer might be trying to scout out for a kill here. They ping out. Sierra makes his way down bottom. It's Muted as well on the chase, or on the run. And it looks like that's going to be the end of that. No real aggression coming out any further in that lane. But Hayes comes back onto a well-memmed, and he'll drop down a mine. But he gets himself away. The mine enough to dissuade anything. Meanwhile, Muted goes in. A bunch of links on the Stark, but only one of them is beneficial. Caramelizer actually in a lot of trouble here. They've got the Nether Blast comes out and brings him down, but just tending to my rice patties will go for the chase. Muted ends up going down anyway. It looks like to some creeps, taking a whole lot of damage from that, and ends up being a 1-for-1, but a sort of core offlaner for an IO. It's not exactly a trade you want to make. Sierra is in a lot of trouble, though. They got the Sunstrike coming down, and it's going to hit onto Just Tending, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough damage to help Sierra stay alive there. You can see Moldy Mango. He did make his way sort of down bottom, hoping to turn that one around, maybe find a return kill there, but he was a little bit too slow, as is pretty typical of Invokers. 280 MS. He really needs to be way ahead of the game like that if he wants to go for that sort of turnaround play. Otherwise, just send the Sunstrike and hope it's enough. Caramelizer making his way towards mid, though. Not sure he can go for the gank alone here. Might try to stop Hayes in the jungle a little bit, but again, IO being alone in the jungle, not exactly something that you really fear, and he'll just kind of sit up on the high ground, waiting for his opportunity. Moldy Mango needs to be a little careful, though. They've got out with a tether, and now they're going to get the split earth. Do they have enough damage to follow up, though? They don't have anything with the Lightning Storm, but in comes the Blood Right. Caramelizer taking a lot of damage from the tower, but it doesn't matter. Moldy Mango goes down, and the rest will stay alive, but a great kill going the way of the Radiant here.
Technical difficulties.
Dire trailing behind by 3 kills. Maybe look to make it up as well, man. He wants a kill, but it's a suicide into armor. Physical damage, Warcry, boosting armor by how much at this? 15 armor?
Bad shape.
Yeah, you can almost imagine Techies is going to get a kill off that. Blood Rate comes down, tending my rice patty so damn fast with the IO. They're just going to chase him in the Fissure block. It connects, tries to TP, but won't get it. Now Sierra's in a lot of trouble. We'll put down the Nether Ward, but not going to help. Maybe it is. The Sunstrike comes down. Moldy Mango wants some kills, but he's a bit slow right now. Does he have a cold snap? Does he have anything? He does not. Sierra's going to go down. Moldy Mango's also going to go down. Turning onto Caramelizer, wants at least a return kill, and will get it. But at what cost? It's a 2-for-1. 3-for-1, as Muted did end up going down at the beginning of that fight. 6.5 minutes, the Radiant already getting a pretty substantial advantage off this game. And just tending to my rice patties. Now, this is a very misleading name, because he is most certainly not just tending to rice patties. He is really active. 5 kills at 7 minutes. I mean, you kind of expect that from a Bloodseeker. Okay, that's a bit cynical way to put it, but it's a Bloodseeker. I mean, people love to hate this hero, and there's going to be a static link. Maybe they can bring him down. They go for the black hole, but the Fissure comes out and cancels it immediately. This whole load of support for the Bloodseeker is helping out a ton. He's going to get the Rupture. Hayes goes down to the Blood Right. Actually, it's going to be one backhand swipe. Meanwhile, Techie is going to disconnect. Got a bit of a pause war coming out. We'll have to see if we ever get an elongated pause. We can just go ahead and skip. Because, you know, replay casts are amazing like that. So, Muted's going to go ahead behind the tower. Each and every hit's going to boost up just tending my rice patty's speed. He's not going to give up for this one. He really wants it. Goes in back way deep. Will find the kill most likely. Maybe they get a return, though. CR was in, but he's not close enough. And just taking my rice pads will just run away. Meanwhile, there is going to be a kill. Solo, 1v1. Moldy Mango will bring down AFK here in the mid. A very great kill for him, but he's low, and now here comes Rice Patties. Wants to kill. Does he have a cold snap? Does he have anything to protect himself? He does not. One swipe ahead of the breadline, and just tending to my Rice Patties will go ahead and grab himself another quick and easy kill. 8-0 for this Bloodseeker at 8.5 minutes. 12-16 is the overall score. Hayes, though, he's looking for a kill. No black hole. And now another rupture comes out. Hayes, though, has plenty of HP. He might be able to start running away, but just tending my Rice Patties is going to keep himself with the patience. Not really going for too much just yet. Now drops the blood right. Hayes getting very low. Will go down. All these Eidolons maybe look to try to get a return kill on the Caramelizzer, but the Sunstrike comes down. Will be just off the mark. Very unfortunate coming out from the Moldy Mango. Really wanted that return kill again. He's trying so hard, but just too fast and too furious coming out from the Radiant side. We're going to go for a pause again, waiting for the Techies to come back. Skip ahead. Techies still missing from this game. It'd be an awful shame if you were to disconnect here, but it seems like Justin and my Rice Patties is doing well enough that maybe they don't really care. Bloodright comes down. Ciara's going to get hit. Fisher as well, locked in place. And now a Dagon comes out from Just 10 and my Rice Patties. Stark will go ahead and get the kill with the Enchant Totem. The extra damage from that being a little bit more than the green guy can handle. And so, 14-6 is what it ends up being right now. And I can almost imagine Radiant accumulating something like a 5,000 advantage. Only about a 3,000 actually for net worth. About 2,000 for experience. Not too shabby. And I mean, they're happy. To take a lead at 10 minutes is a lead at 10 minutes. And you should be happy to grab whatever you can right now. AFK is going to go up top. Maybe try to push down this tier 1 tower. Doesn't have any points in Diabolic Edict, so it's not going to come easy. Has a haste rune, though. Will pop it to get himself away from the majority of the action. And a Mind Stack from Well Memmed from the disconnection. Will go ahead and grab himself a nice, quick kill there. Almost imagine at this point, you've got disconnected techies, just send them out and drop mines everywhere. Why not, right? If he does get an abandon, that's a pretty decent amount of gold that you can get from it, too. So I guess Techies, his spirit lives on despite having to disconnect from this game. Grab a kill. Rice Patties, looks like he wants to get aggressive down bottom. Hayes is full HP though, and Muted will back himself away from the lane. Moldy Mango as well. Maybe they try to be aggressive here on the mid. They want AFK with the Plasma Field to start out. They've also got the Static Link. Now they will try to chase him, but the Cold Snap will end. A relocate brings him up top, but out of the frying pan into the fryer as Mr. Clean will send the Golden Hammer at him and bring him down in the meantime. Io will relocate back, and this could be another kill, but it looks like they don't want to position themselves on it. So Io comes back, not really giving a care to the world. Say, okay, I'm just going to take a step back here. I mean, where are we at for farming? He's leading the CS board, the Justin and my Rice Patties, but his net worth is 2K up. As, well Memmed gets his way back into the game, almost much to the dismay, actually, of the Dire team, as one of their only hopes right now were dealing with that 4v5 situation. But now they got to deal with the Techies once again. Level 7 at 11 minutes, not too shabby, especially after getting that kill on the Sven there. That was pretty interesting. You might be looking at his kill board and being, what the hell just happened? Stark, meanwhile, with the Enchant Totem, doing some significant damage to this tower, but it looks like the Dire are going to make their way in, looking for a defense here. They rotate one around the river. It's going to be Ciara, maybe looking for the runaround gank, but Justin and my Rice Patties is well aware of that. The Fisher block will keep Ciara on the low ground. Just tending, waits for the perfect opportunity to strike here, but it looks like he didn't quite find it, seeing that there's 4 up here. He just backs himself away for the time being. A smart maneuver, preserving his own life there, and he'll continue with this unkillable streak. As another disconnect from our Techies. Very unfortunate from the Techies player, but again, I think Justin and my Rice Patties is doing well enough that I don't think he really it really phases him. Will make his way down in bottom, goes ahead, gets the Dagon kill onto Ciara. This is a 10-0 Bloodseeker at 12 minutes. What a maneuver of of the hero for him. This is just incredible coming out. And he's going to look for more. He's got Rupture. Bottles will bring him back to a pretty substantial amount of mana. The Caramelizers quite happy to help his Bloodseeker out in that regard. Now, this is a double damage IO too, if you didn't realize it from looking at it.
Radiant's mid tower
Almost
is
looks
getting
better than the
banged
original IO. Race Patties, though, will head off the push in the bottom lane. AFK is also there. Still no Diabolic Edict, but he has plenty of wave clears, so not too worried about that. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Eidolons here, but just tending my Race Patties doesn't exactly care. He's dealing a pretty substantial amount of damage, regenning himself up with these creeps, and getting a lot of gold for it.
Radiant's mid tower could use a
So
hand.
they'll go ahead, continue pushing on this one. Techies is going to get the abandon. Very unfortunate coming out for the Radiant team.
Radiant's
However,
mid tower could use a hand.
again, they're doing quite well in this game. Invoker's going to try to push mid, but Mutant's going to go down bottom. Stark with the Echo Slam will do significant damage. Now we've got a black hole, but there's nothing to follow up. It's a three-man black hole, but they can't do anything about it. Mr. Clean comes in, but the Dagon will destroy him. A 4 for nil, and the Radiant run away with this one.
Have fun trying to bust
Moldy
down
Mango
Radiant
doing what he can,
structures
trying to
now.
push out this mid-tier 1 tower.
Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
But in the meantime, his bottom lane is all but completely annihilated. And what's this?
Dire's bottom
Techies is
tower's
back?
getting the business.
Well, okay then. A Dagon 3 being outright purchased by the Bloodseeker as his team continues to put some pressure on this bottom tier 2 tower. Muted will come on in, maybe looking for the quick defense here. But it
Guess
looks
what's
like
happening to Dire's
it's the Radiant that
bottom
decides they don't want any part of it. They'll back themselves off. AFK now going for a point in Diabolic Edict. Still not really that much when considering its tower push, but it will be
Dire's
a
mid
pretty
tower
decent
could use
amount.
a little help.
Help him bring this down even a little bit quicker, but they'll just rely on right clicks for now. Bring it down without a fight. The glyph gets spent because it gets refreshed. Diabolic Edict now popped out, and the tower, not long for this world.
Dire's mid tower's nothing now.
Looks like Dire struggling a little bit to figure out what they need to do here, and really the main point is that they need to find some way to bring down the Bloodseeker. He is half of their team, 8k net worth, and the one issue is Bloodseeker's creating a lot of space now. AFK starting to farm up really well, now sitting at 5.3k net worth. IO, and IO is at about 4k net worth.
Tower's in bad shape.
So the rest of Radiant are making do with what Just Tainted My Race Patties is giving them. And again, not really living up to his name. He's more of the space creator this time than the guy using space. And well, I mean, Radiant, they've got a significant lead in this game. They can push without really that much worry, but as far as their vision across the map goes, they don't quite have that much map control. They've got this one ward, so despite being able to exert map control in the form of an advantage in the form of pressure, they don't quite have that really kicking ward where they can just go and smoke and find kills whenever the Dire gets so bold to try to farm their side of the map. They're going to lose a tier 1 tower, but they get another one in the process. And they aren't really done with this. They're not satisfied with how this has gone so far. They're going to continue pushing. And Just Tainted My Race Patties moves out alone. They're going to go in blind into the Dire jungle. And it looks like Race Patties is going to go ahead, find Mr. Clean, find Haze, a Rupture out of Mr. Clean with a TP out. They go for the Dagon as well. No way to cancel. The Splitter comes out, but just a little bit too late. In comes Moldy Mango, though, looking for the Caramelizer. Will find him, but does Stark or AFK have anything to say about this? It doesn't look like it. AFK taking a whole lot of damage here, and he's going to go down to the Sunstrike. Well placed from Moldy Mango. And Race Patties, he wants to turn around here. You can almost see it, but they'll continue to run away. They've got no support. Race Patties will farm up. The pings come out. Muted still chasing. Plasma Field doing a significant amount of damage. Bloodright hits the ground, but Muted will get himself away. Bloodright, though, does secure a little bit of extra HP. Kills some of those neutral camps. And Stark going to go for the jukes. Will hit them. So it looks like Muted continuing to search for an Earthshaker that is long gone. Meanwhile, Well-Memmed continuing to push out the bottom lane. Doing so pretty quickly, too. You can clear near entire waves with those landmines, and no one's really come to really contest them. I mean, dropping a landmine, putting some damage in the tower, and then heading back for a little bit. He's got about 900 gold on top of the Sword Wing, on top of the Arcane Boots. Hayes is just going to go down to just tending to my rice patties. Didn't even need anything. He just let Hayes walk it out. And just like that, well, Mend will go ahead and bring down the bottom tier 2 tower. A double damage spawning in the top lane, or the top rune spot. AFK back to farming despite dying just there. He's got about 70 CS. Not incredible, but still not bad. And again, getting so much space given to him, he should be able to boost that up by about 10 or so CS a minute from this point onwards. If he's able to continue farming out lanes, able to go into the jungle and farm those as well. Meanwhile, Rice Patties, he's doing the same thing, farming out some jungle camps. He's got the Dagon 4 now, almost a Dagon 5. In fact, it looks like he's purchased up the recipe to the Dagon 5. So, completed Dagon 5 with treads, with a poor man's shield at 18.5 minutes. This guy is swimming in gold. And Dagon, literally the embodiment of taking your gold and throwing it at the enemy, hoping it kills him. He's going to make his way down low, though. Wants either Haze or Moldy Mango. They've got a couple in close by. So the Rupture comes out. Bloodright as well. Haze in a little bit of trouble. If the Bloodright hits, it doesn't even need to hit. They just Dagon him out and bring him down in no time at all. Meanwhile, Muted will go ahead for the chase. Just into my Rice Patties is a little slow right now, but I think that'll get fixed in a little bit. They're going to go ahead and try to boost his speed with a Caramelizer, but he's going to go ahead and go down. No! Muted stays alive in the meantime. Stark with the Echo Slam will bring down Moldy Mango. It's a Leshrac for an Invoker in that exchange, but well worth it, as looks like Io did end up going down. Stark is going to continue to chase, gets the stun, and then a couple of well damaging right clicks will go ahead and destroy Muted, as it looks like Ciara in a similar boat, like the guy from Pulp Fiction, comes out with a handgun, starts shooting, doesn't kill anyone, and then just tending to my Rice Patties and Stark say, well, is that it? Okay, our turn. So Hayes will do what he can in the top lane to push that one out. Gets rotation in from Mr. Clean as well. Just in my Rice Patties, though. He wants none of this. He's going to go in for the Rupture, but that's not his target. He sees easy kills, going to get the Rupture. There is a Stormhammer that flies out, and tending my Rice Patties needs to get himself away. He's actually going to run in through. This is going to be a kill before he even gets the Dagon off. 982 gold. That's a 15 kill spree going the way of the Dire. And it was actually Muted, the one to grab that. So he's sitting on a decent sum of gold right now. What did he just buy? It looks like he's building towards that mechanism. Or selling it all. What? I'm lost. Oh, nope. He's turning around going for the Blade of Alacrity. Maybe into a Yasha here. I guess Sanjin Yasha, a pretty typical item for your razors. Meanwhile, Mem continuing to put pressure on this bottom lane. You can see he's got a remote mine, but doesn't look like much else down here. Hasn't really put anything on the top or bottom tier 3 tower either. He's got a couple of mines in his jungle, though. Got a couple of remote mines by his lane, but nothing too substantial. Stark now invisible, but they've got the lead onto him with the static link. They know where he is. They just don't know exactly where he is. So blink away, revealing himself. But that's going to be enough to get him out. He turns around for the Fisher. Mewtwo's going to continue chasing, though. It might be a little aggressive if he goes any further, and he'll stop. So Stark gets himself away. Moldy Mango, though, will go ahead, bring down Well Memmed. If he continues moving, though, he could end up falling victim to these more mines, and he won't. Meanwhile, the Caramelizer just tending to my Rice Patties. They want blood in the form of Ciara. If they can get a Rupture, if he goes ahead and decreps himself, he's going to be a lot of trouble. The Dagon flies out. Now Rice Patties. The static link will come out, but it gets canceled almost immediately. Meanwhile, AFK getting a bit too deep. Will end up going down here. He's the collateral. Meanwhile, just into my Rice Patties has backed himself away. It looks like the pings came out, but AFK may have just been getting a little bit over-aggressive there. He's a Leshrac, not invincible. Especially not without the Bloodstone completed just yet. In fact, I don't think he's even going for the Bloodstone. He's going for the Lincoln Sphere. And that's even...
Radiant's bottom tower's done for.
I mean, that doesn't give him what the Bloodstone gives him. It gives him some stats, which is great. Like, the Ultimate Orb is great for some basic stats, but Bloodstone is what you build if you want to start tanking yourself up. I mean, a lot of HP, a lot of raw HP, a lot of regen going your way because of that. And I mean, the Lincoln Sphere will help. It'll stop out either the Static Link or the Storm Hammer or the Malefice or anything like that. But that's about it. And I guess he's not really feeling comfortable going for the Bloodstone. He's 1 in 5. With 7 assists, that means a lot, but if you really are getting a Bloodstone, you need to make sure that you can get kills with it, or else it's pretty useless. I mean, again, it gives you a good amount of strength, it gives you a good amount of regen, but you don't ever want to have less than what you originally bought on this hero. Or at least you only want to have it like that for a very, very short amount of time. Rupture comes out, unmuted, evades the Blood Right because he knows if he gets hit, all it takes is a Dagon. And he'll get himself away. The TP proving to be stronger than the Blood. Mr. Clean, meanwhile, backs himself away from this. Now, it does, I guess, sort of reveal there's a ward up here. In fact, he already knew there was a ward. Drop down the sentry. Stark is up, though he could be in a little bit of trouble. They're going to turn around. In comes the Echo Slam. Blood Right as well. Stark could end up going down. The Blood Right actually doesn't connect. It hits on the Haze, though, silencing him up. Racepay is going to have to get away as a Static Link is doing a lot of damage from him. Moldy Mango in a little bit of trouble. AFK again, way too far out. And just into my Racepay is going to turn, bring down Moldy Mango, or at least try it. Turns around, Daggons onto Mr. Clean. Moldy Mango will go down, and now he wants more. He's going to go ahead, try to find Mutant, who will get a return kill onto Caramelizer. Blood Right flies, tries to get some vision, tries to spot out where this Razor's going. Dagon's back up on ready, though. He's going to throw out the Dagon, gets a unstable current, though. In the meantime, losing a little bit of damage. Trying to chase. It's just going to be too much to deal with, even though he's stealing damage. Just into my Racepay is just too damn strong right now. 3,300 gold, even with the Ogre Club. And a level 5 Dagon. That's just obscene. 14,000 net worth on this Bloodseeker. Meanwhile, Techie is going to throw some remote mines down bottom, hoping to catch a wayward Pugna or otherwise, and he might actually do so. This is, it looks like 3 remote mines at level 2 remotes. That should be enough. It's not Scepter, so I don't know, but it could very well kill him if he drops it. He won't do so, though. Maybe he walks into suicide, maybe he does something else, but he's going ahead, forcing him back. Gonna go for remote mines, gets a double kill. Haze just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Ciarwa, the real target for that kill, will end up dropping. Well memmed, well played from the Techies player, as he's looking pretty good on his farm as well. I imagine an Aghanim Scepter will be next on the list for him. Very interesting analysis coming out from Racepay. Stark might be in a little bit of trouble, though. Trying to get him away. Do they have a relocate? Do they have anything? He's going to go ahead and double stun, but the last crack of the whip from Muted will go ahead and slap him into oblivion. Meanwhile, well, man, with 1,800 gold, what's he going to buy off this? Again, I think it's the Aghanim Scepter, but looks like it's going to actually be the Yule Scepter. Nope. Maybe. Does a sort of a rebuy there, kind of second-guessing himself. 4 bracers. He's only got 2 arms, so I guess maybe 1 for each arm, 1 for each leg. I suppose that works. Interesting maneuver from him. A lot of strength to be had from that, though. I mean, one of the old sayings was if you're falling behind, just mass build bracers, and I think Pugna taking it a little bit too seriously, but you're going to see he's pretty tanky because of it. Now, will it matter? Maybe it does. Preserves his life thus far. He's still going to go down, but AFK will be the return from this. Unfortunately, in comes just tending to my rice patties and just Daggons Haze to oblivion. And then back to farming. He's got a Reaver. Going for a heart now. A very interesting build coming out from him, but it's a lot of raw strength, so you know what? At this point, go for it. He is an agility hero, so maybe it would be wiser to go for something that gives you a little bit more, but I mean, it's a Bloodseeker. What does he have to care about damage? He's just got damage oozing into him just by the the way the game goes. By definition, if he can outlive his enemies, he can outdamage them. And that heart will help him out there. Well memmed, hiding in the jungle. Not sure where he wants to mine, though. It looks like he's been starting to put some mines here, but it's just one remote mine. Moldy Mango with a Mask of Madness, meanwhile. And so, well memmed, backs himself away. Yeah, I'll just continue to farm up. Alright, this works. He is going for that Yules. He will finish that one up soon, by the way. Meanwhile, Rice Pads could be in a little bit of trouble. They're rotating Mr. Clean and Muted, but it looks like they're not actually wanting to go for this. Instead, they're going to let him do his thing, let him farm. Maybe now they turn. The pings come out. Mr. Clean, he wants it. He's got an armlet. He's got a Helmet of Dominator. Pops himself into God Strength and will throw out the Storm Hammer. But will it be enough damage? Even with God Strength, they just cannot do anything to him. He Blood Rights. Now he's taking a lot from this, but the Life Drain will get stopped short as the Blood Right was on the ground. And Rice Patties gets himself away with almost no HP. Now with a heart, regenerating back up. They turn around. They want more kills. The Dagon comes out. Ciarwa could be in equally amount of trouble. They're going to go for the Enchant Totem, and they'll bring him down with a Split Earth.
Reduce to your elements.
An attempted gank turned way sour for the Dire team. Bloodseeker just proving to be way too much for them to bring down. He's got about 3,000 HP now.
Grace to you.
And regenning it up very quickly between the heart regen as well as, you know, just killing creeps. And Invoker, he'll go down to the remote mines. Techies, I guess, it just wants to go ahead and taunt him. I don't blame him. Okay, maybe I do, but a nice kill for Techies. And again, just exerting pressure on this map.
No
They're still not doing that well with vision, but they don't exactly care right now. They can essentially just walk wherever they want to without the vision and expect to come out either break even or win that fight. So they're going to go ahead, grab themselves a tier 2 tower, only one remaining on the map. Maybe they go for Roshan, and then they can definitely break the high ground. A double damage in the top rune spot again. This one going to be sitting around for another 2 or so minutes. That could be amazing for Rice Patties to pick up at this point. Only hitting for a base of 132 damage, which for a 30-minute kind of hard carry, quote-unquote, is not incredible. But given that he, again, gets damaged just by sitting in fights, it should be fine for him. Now, another ward gets dropped. Rice Patties, though, is going to continue to go on in. He drops down the Blood Right, but he's got plenty of HP. Ciarwa taking a little bit of damage, but you can just see this damage start to stack up and up and up. Well, now going down because the fight's over, but it just slowly goes up and up as time goes on. The Dagon flies out. Mr. Clean taking a little bit from that. More and more damage done. He's going to go ahead, drop down the Blood Right. Mr. Clean taking a lot from it. The Meteor flies down. Wellmem in a lot of trouble. Looks like he wanted a suicide, but wasn't quite able to get it off. Very unfortunate for the Techies here. But still, fight's not over. Rice Patties, he wants more. Split Earth comes down, but he'll miss. In comes the Echo Slam. They want Moldy Mango. He's going to drop. Muted also in a lot of trouble, though. He's still alive for the time being. Haze will go down. And Muted, well, he'll get chopped to bits as well. Just hitting my Rice Patties. Happy to oblige to bring down the Razor. You can see just again the pure dominance that this Bloodseeker can have in the game. They want Ciarwa. They don't have any more Ruptures, but they don't need it. They just turn, they Fisher, they Dagon. You know, at this point, Ethereal Blade might be the viable option for the Bloodseeker. Damage, attack speed, and boost that Dagon. In comes the Stormhammer. Will hit onto 3, but he gets stunned immediately by Stark afterwards. Turning around, dealing some damage, will bring down Stark, but he's ruptured. Chending my Rice Patties will go ahead, turn onto him, but it's AFK the one to bring him down. And so this tier 2 should fall.
Dire's mid towers haven't
And it will.
The Dire couldn't hang on to that mid
A pretty hefty series of unfortunate events for the Dire team. They lose a lot there, and Rice Patties getting so much out of this. I mean, 3,000 gold, again, he could do whatever the hell he wanted right now, and what he wants, well, he wants to go for Roshan. Send the Illusions to tank the Roshan. I mean, He's got both illusions up there, so that will slam. And you can see it right there. And usually, you know, kind of want to send one at a time so that that prevents that from happening. But doesn't exactly matter. He's just going to go ahead and bring down Roche regardless. And yeah, this will be a free Aegis for the Bloodseeker player. I mean, not too shabby having an Aegis right now at 33 minutes when you're this far ahead of the game. Only 140 CS to his name, but much higher on the net worth than anyone else in this game. He is really taking this one to the bank despite not spending most of his time farming, which is kind of what his name implies, that he spends most of his time farming, but looks like this game a complete opposite of just that. Though I'm pretty sure Radiant could mount a very hefty push off this one. It looks like they're going to play it back for the time being, as it looks like we've got a little bit of a pause coming out. Go ahead and skip ahead.
Carry on.
Hayes and Mr. Clean. They're chasing down Well Mem. Does Mr. Clean have a blink? He does. Doesn't want to use it, though. Hayes instead goes forward on his own. Way out of position here. They're going to Yules him up, but it looks like they're not going to try to bring him down. Justin in my rice patty is way too far away. Now, he's got a haste rune, which is kind of redundant on the Bloodseeker, and he's going for a Sacred Relic. Kind of want to say that's an Abyssal Blade, but at this point, maybe a Radiance is where he wants to go from here. I mean, the miss chance is pretty good. The overall damage it gives is pretty good. I mean, having that nice extra, what, 60 damage? Yeah, exactly that. It's quite good for him to take. So he's going to make his way up, again, blindly into the Dire Jungle. He spots one, but the Blink Dagger gets him to safety. But is it really safety for him? He won't chase any further. So yes, Mr. Clean does end up getting himself away. Rice Patties opting not to run that blindly up into what could very well be a trap. So he'll just continue to go back to farming. Blood right on the ground, clears an entire creep wave at this point. And it looks like the Radiant, they make their way up, but they're over an Observer Ward, so they know that they've been spotted. They don't really care, though. It looks like they're confident enough that they're just going to go ahead and play this one really aggressively. And Carmelizer's dewarding everything in the dire safety of their jungle. So Stark is in a little bit of trouble, but he's got a Blink Dagger. Sunstrike comes out, but doesn't do anything. The Blink Dagger securing his escape. And now AFK and just into my rice patties, they make their way up, but they're flying through the gauntlet here, both on the high ground, but it looks like Dire will back themselves away. Meanwhile, Stark pulling the old switcheroo onto Mr. Clean. Almost looked like it was a Vengeful Spirit down there doing the nether swap, but Dire on the old run around. Radiant doing the same thing. Looks like Stark now looking for a kill. He goes into Hayes with the Enchant Totem. Plenty of damage coming out, but they can't quite bring him down. Stark might fall for this one. Drops the Echo Slam with his last breath. AFK taking a lot of damage. He'll go down through the BKB, but in comes Just Tending to my rice patties. 1, 2, 3, 4. He is just way too powerful. Ultra kill for your Bloodseeker. The only one not going down was Mr. Clean. But this is the opportunity that the Radiant need to just push down, maybe get themselves a Rax, but all their lanes are pretty much, I guess top lane and bottom lane are looking pretty good, but they end up going for the mid, which can't say I'm 100% on, but looks like we've got a Radiance completed by Just Tending to my rice patties. A lot of gold from him. A very red inventory, by the way, which is, I guess, kind of makes sense for your Bloodseeker players. They like the color red. So he'll continue to push here with 3.2k HP, about 210 damage, Radiance Burn, Dagon, and a casual Ogre Club. Whether that's going to be a Assange to go with this red inventory style, or maybe the better plan, the BKB.
Dire's mid tower won't last much
And
longer.
maybe the Sange is actually not the worst item here, but it looks like they're going to go for the wraparound. Maybe they want Mr. Clean. Weren't able to quite take their opportunity to get a tier 3 or even a Rax, but they begin with a little bit of a slow siege, which means all their waves will be pretty much pushed out, so whenever the fight arises, they'll be able to grab for sure, grab a couple of objectives off of that one. You still have that Aegis, though. And it will be up. Oh, my Roche timer is broken. Okay. Oh, they got it about 33 minutes, so it should be down right about now. If not in the next couple of seconds. So not really doing too much with his Aegis, at least not up front. But they do take a pretty decent fight, and it looks like he's not really worried about dying at all. And yep, there goes the Aegis, but he's going to make his way up regardless. They're dropping down a Sentry Ward. Maybe this is where they begin their push. A Blood right onto the high ground. Will hit on a Moldy Mango. They go for the Dagon as well. Rupture as well. So much damage. They'll bring him down, or at least they'll try to. A Black Hole catches Rice Patties, but he's taking no damage from this. In comes a Splitter, canceling the Black Hole. A little late, but not that it matters. Mr. Clean taking so much damage from this, and Rice Patties will bring him down. Turns around onto Muted, doing a lot of damage. It doesn't look like Rice Patties is doing any at all. He had like 20 damage for a short amount of time there, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get it all back very shortly, and now they can go ahead and take them racks. A huge fight for the Radiant, but at this point, you can almost say it was expected. So one rack will go down. The buyback comes in from the Razor.
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower?
Muted will make his way in now. This is immediate Dagon now. Another static link will come out, not getting nearly as much damage, but still getting a pretty sizable amount. They could probably turn on this one if they wanted. Radiance burnt out. They look like they wanted the Rupture, but not going for it, at least not yet. 6k gold, though, on this Bloodseeker. Almost can imagine he'd go for either finishing that BKB next or go straight into something like an Abyssal Blade.
The Dire best do something about
Hell, you could even just build a Heaven's Halberd, which wouldn't be too bad right now. Muted's going to go ahead, TP in, try to find some kills in the backline, but all he's doing is scouting out for some vision. Radiant playing this one ultra conservatively, and they back themselves off despite taking a couple of really well-played fights. And Bloodseeker, is this an Octarine core coming from him? That's something that I didn't expect, but at the same time, makes a little bit of sense. Rupture comes out into the remote mines. They bring down one immediately. Clean on the run. Can he get away from this one, though? Do they have? They've got what seems to be a Lightning Storm to slow him down. Well, I'm taking a little bit of damage, but Clean's already dead. And just hitting my Race Patties, he doesn't want to stop. He's going in for Moldy Mango. Will get vision of him again in just a short amount of time if he can guess where he's going, but won't be able to do so. A Dagon flies out and completely annihilates Enigma. Race Patty is taking a pretty sizable amount of damage because of the Blood Rage as well as the Midnight Pulse, doing a pretty good amount, but it won't be enough to bring him down. Octarine Core finished on the Bloodseeker. And I guess getting rid of that whole red inventory theme he's got going on, but I don't think he really cares. Look at the regen that he's getting. Between his right clicks, the Radiance Burn. He'll have Dagon every 11.25 seconds, Rupture every 45 seconds.
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
It doesn't even show the fourth amount of the fourth cooldown for Blood Right. And they'll go in for the racks. So it looks like the Dire, at this point, are on their last legs and struggling to continue walking in this one. Radiant, they could probably just end it right here. Instead, they make their way up to the top racks. They want to go ahead, go for the Mega Creeps, and let the slow bleed bring down the Dire, but actually, Race Patties, he's getting very bloodthirsty. He feels invincible, like he's on top of the world, but no one's invincible. 1v5, you're in a lot of trouble. Pops down the Blood Right. He's got the Dagon, flies out, isn't able to grab a kill because of it, though, and he just runs away. He actually gets the kill. What the hell just happened? Meanwhile, there's going to be the Stormhammer, but the miss chances might end up being too much for him, or will they? Just into my Rice Patties completely annihilates Invoker. Moldy Mango Start will come in to help on the Mr. Clean, who will also go down. And that, you know, I want to say that's the game, but judging by how this is going, Rice Patties is not going to make any staunch effort to go ahead and end this. Rather, he's going to let this one slowly play out. Goes up to the high ground, brings down Sierra while his team is going to work on these tier 4s. This just feels dirty. So,
Mid-tower.
it looks like the Radiant will go ahead and take this one. The Dire not quite able to stand up to the onslaught. That was the Bloodseeker. So well played to the Radiant. Thanks for those who donated for this game. I greatly appreciate it. And we will catch you all for the next installment of the Golden Cast as soon as I get it up. So, again, thanks for watching. We'll catch you all next time.